Hello and welcome to our channel, How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I am listing 10 things on eBay, and instead of going straight to listing them, I do save them as drafts and I let them release 3 to 5 at a time. Like I've said in my past video, I'm quickly running out of inventory because I haven't been able to do this because it's summer. And summer means kids are home. And when my children are home, I don't like taking them to the thrift stores with me because they're a lot. They're just a lot. Taking 3 kids between 12 and 4 it's a lot to do, and I end up spending extra when they come with me because they see things they want. I'm not moving as fast as I would like to, even doing the mail drop off. So I do not have my eBay sales picked up from my doorstep. I don't live in the best area. Items could be stolen, and I have tried in the past and they just don't pick it up. They just drive by. So I don't rely on mail pickups, and I have to go to the post office to take my eBay items, which I go to the post office anyway. But when I'm at work during the school year, I have to drive by 2 different post offices, so it's easier for me to drop off eBay shipments then, where in the summer I have to gather us all together. I've had to bribe with ice cream and with fast food to go drop the mail off. What takes me 30 seconds to run in and scan it and drop it in a drawer takes 10 to 15 minutes with all 3 of my children because they cannot be left in the car, especially in the summer. Don't leave your kids in the car in the heat or in a running vehicle and all of that stuff. So it takes me even longer to do that. It takes me longer to get in and out when I go to the thrift store. I still have a child in a car seat, and car seats take forever to get anybody in and out anyway. So I'm pretty much at a lull in the summer. However, we have really ramped up our online auctions. My husband gets more into that than me. He tracks it all. He goes and picks it up. I don't, because the auction company that does online auctions here locally does not let you bring children to pickups. So again, child problem. So my husband or my father-in-law will go pick things up. We actually have a very funny story about an online auction we just picked up this past week. We don't spend a lot in online auctions. If we spend $50, that's a pretty high sale day for me. But we had 2 recently. We had a local restaurant closing, and we did that online auction. I really wanted to get a stainless steel table. However, apparently stainless steel tables are very expensive. They both went for over $200 a piece, so that was hard. My husband got some office stuff, mainly for his office, but we did get a thermal receipt printer that sells fairly well. We need to test it out and everything before then, but it would pay for everything we bought for ourselves. The second auction we just picked up was an estate auction, but it was a living estate auction, so that person was moving. And my husband likes to go through and put $1 on all the lots, and then we win or lose them. It's $1. We're not that out of money. And the local auctioneer, we know them personally. My husband had actually previously worked for them. Super nice guy. We like them. He picks the most random pairings. It'd be like picture frame and video game console, or mirror and baseball. Just whatever's next to each other. They just pair them together. But he would go through on all the box lots and bid $1 on them. And well, fortunately or unfortunately, he won 16 box lots for $1. And we don't know what was in them. We didn't really look into them. There's a couple things I bidded on that I wanted that I didn't get. They had a performance grade xylophone that I wanted to get for my daughter for band. But I was outbid on that. And tents. So we go camping. We go camping in tents. Our tent is a little worse for the wear. I actually need to buy waterproofing, and I need to waterproof it again. It's waterproof for a light rain. It's not waterproof for a thunderstorm, which we found out this year when we went camping. So I was looking for new, larger tents. We are outgrowing our tents. We've had to shuttle our oldest to his own tent which is fine because we don't go places that are unsafe or anything, and the tents are always next to each other. But our big tent has seen worse for wear. And there were 4 tent lots here. I won 3 of them. I lost one of them. The one that I lost was no big deal. It was a Walmart brand tent. It was about the same size as our tent, and I really want something bigger. I did win an Eddie Bauer tent, a Coleman tent, and another like Walmart brand tent. And here's the funny part. I won all 3 tents. None of them were tents. None of the 3 were tents. So the Eddie Bauer, what I thought was an Eddie Bauer tent, was a screened gazebo or a screened room. And we're actually going to sell it at our rummage sale because if we don't, my husband and I will be getting divorced. We put it up to make sure it had all the pieces and we put it together, and it was god awful. I have been putting tents up since I was a child. I have been actively tent camping with my husband since we started dating over 22 years ago. I am not a newbie to tents. I swear to God, I would be getting a divorce if we kept this thing. It was awful. All of the elastic was sprung, so the poles kept falling out of each other. Nothing was sticking. It wasn't locking properly. It's ginormous. It is like the biggest screen room ever. It's really heavy, really big. It's just not practical. And if we want a screened room, I want to get one of those nice ones that pop up that's really easy. We've been going for easy and light. Our tent for the beach was nice. It was a nice pop-up. It's super easy. It was just awful. Like, after we took it down, granted, we put it up in Illinois, humid, 97-degree heat with mosquitoes eating us. We would have gotten divorced if we had to do that ever again. Like, we looked at each other and we both said, we have to sell this. Even though it was like super nice, it's like, we have to sell this. And there's no bottom to it, and it's not a tight bottom, so it really wouldn't keep mosquitoes out if they wanted to come in. And it just wasn't practical for us. So that was the first one, and it's being sold at our garage sale. The next one was a small Coleman tent. Well, we thought it was a tent. I go to open it up. It is not a tent. It is actually a very nice Coleman rocking camp chair, which I'm going to assume was probably $50. That's fine. We will take camp chairs. We actually destroyed 2 camp chairs this year. One of them had a little help last year. It fell into the fire and got a little singe, but we were still using it because our standards are extremely low. And it just finally bit it. And another one, the pole finally went completely through the back of it, and so it's not on at all. And so that was gone. So we killed 2 camp chairs this year. And we needed another one, but they're so expensive. I was waiting for end of season stuff to go on sale, which they usually do, but it's usually after our fall soccer season when we use our camp chairs the most. Granted, my husband and my daughter still have one scout camp left to do, and they'll use those chairs for that too, but we do use our chairs during the fall and spring sports seasons the most, and they usually put the camp chairs on sale right after the fall sports season starts. But we were going to look like mid-September, so if you need camp chairs, look around mid-September. That's when they tend to put them on sale. I have my favorite camp chair. It was very expensive, but I got it on sale, about half off. But this is an incredibly nice rocking camp chair. So I guess winter, I only paid $2 for it, but I thought I was paying $2 for a small tent and $2 for a really nice camp chair. The third tent was a tent, but it had no poles, no stakes, no rainfly. It was just a tent in the bag, and it was put away wet and stored. So and if you've ever accidentally put a tent away wet and stored it, it's pretty much not usable. So I had to go and throw that one away. It was not usable. You could like see the mold spores. So out of all 3 tents that I bought, none of them were tents, and the best buy was the rocking camp chair. and the Eddie Bauer has to go. To save my marriage, I have to get rid of the Eddie Bauer. So that was my experience at the auction. Ironically, out of the $1 box lots, we have found some stuff that may actually sell. Granted, I bought 3 tents, we bought 16 $1 box lots, and we paid $22. So we're not big spenders here. I cringe when things get around 50. They just had another online auction, same guy, really nice stuff. Like, as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, we're going to be priced out of this. So we were so quickly, it wasn't even funny. And it got to the point that you wish you won nothing or everything, is how we joke about it. I did not want to drive to go pick up the stuff, so I was kind of happy I won nothing. But to put into perspective, they had a $13,000 jet ski going in this auction, American Girl dolls. Even the auctioneer mislabeled several American Girl dolls, and they still sold like ridiculous. They were selling even above resale value. Like, one of the American Girl dolls sold for $80, and she was only reselling on eBay for 70 something. So it was just way overpriced. I was looking at several Disney Christmas houses. So, like, when people have those Christmas house decorations out and everything, they had Disney ones like Pinocchio, Aurora, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Alice in Wonderland. And I put 30 on each of them. They were, granted, this is a bolo, so bolo for these. They go between $200 and $300 each online. My problem is I could not tell if there was any damage. And unfortunately, I have been burned by this auction house again. I mean, super like this auction house. Anybody that's ever had auctions and been to auctions, you know it's a crapshoot. But I've been burned on pretty high price stuff before, so I wasn't willing to go for it. They ended up going between $50 and $100 each, which I would have still made a profit. I still would have doubled my money. I just didn't trust it enough to spend that much money on it. So I lost everything, which is fine.